It's 4:01. We're late.
Badoop.
We're late. It's 4:01. We've kept them waiting.
And anticipation.
We're fashionably late.
We are.
Oh, I gotta turn that off. So you guys don't hear
here for this one.
my phone bings.
Well, Jack is currently out of the house, getting his fiance, and he was supposed to be back by now, but he's not.
So we're gonna have Brutus barking at some point.
There is a strong chance that there's gonna be a rough 10 seconds where my dog decided to go absolutely apeshit, and then he'll be fine. So
funny that you chose the word rough. We write a comedy show.
Yeah, because dogs can make that sound given the culture that you're from.
Okay, so before we get started, I feel like I need to address the elephant in the room.
Written on it.
Yeah, we'll probably put this in the front of the highlights video. But so if you are watching the highlights video of this, actually, you are either doing so on our website, OPMeat.com, or on a YouTube channel that has a noticeably smaller amount of subscribers than we had last time that you saw it. In case you weren't aware, YouTube took down our channel for now due to some copyright bots flagging our stuff and YouTube's copyright system not really having any protections for us to fight those. So I am currently trying to get the channel back best I can, but for the meantime, it seems that we are going to have to start a new YouTube channel and host all of our abridged content on our website. So for the meantime, we would really appreciate it if you subscribe to us on this channel, follow us on Discord, Twitter, etc. We'll probably need to rebuild our channel from scratch. I'll go into more information on exactly what happened, why, and how in a separate video later. I'm just waiting to actually make that until it's pretty much like confirmed that we can't get our channel back. I'm currently still fighting to get it back. But yeah, we probably won't answer any questions about that. Just know that that's the status of things. We got a new channel, we got a new website, and we're going from there.
Rolled out of bed like new day, new me.
Yeah, kinda. And you know, it may give me a chance to redo some of the episodes, the older ones that I didn't really like how I edited them anyway. So yeah, silver linings.
We've tossed some ideas around back and forth, like the idea of updating it with the new video, because Gray's like 50% certain that his new source footage doesn't trip bots, so that may be something. But yeah, there's a lot to consider about putting stuff back up on YouTube. But that's not fun.
We won't focus on that for right now. We're just going to do.
So we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. We're just going to answer some questions. If you're interested in all of this, though, I will make a video later on, kind of explaining how the YouTube process works, so that you see exactly what happens and why, and kind of tell you how it all went down. So look for that in the future.
All right.
All right. Blue, you want to start us off?
Yes.
All right. Well, we're only starting 5 minutes late. It's cool.
Only 5 minutes. What is the actual time frame for fashionably late? Like, how long can you go before it's unfashionably late?
I mean, it depends. If it's an all-night party, you can get in like a couple hours late. If it's like a half-hour Q&A, 5 minutes is a fairly long time. These people got places to be. It's Saturday.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm still gonna say we're fashionable. Maybe you're just unfashionable. I look nice.
I am wearing my Hawk and Shepherd shirt, so I look great today.
I'm wearing a League of Legends shirt, so I am very disappointing. Okay, so first question I want to do. Which one do I want to start with? Let's start off with the easy one that both and I can talk about. From Just Communication, and it was posted today. Do either of you like fighting games? And if so, what is your jam? We actually both like fighting games and have for a very long time. Gray is 7 years older than me, so I got very used to losing when playing fighting games. Growing up,
you answered Just Communications first, and they said, I asked a bunch of questions this time around. I hope I get answered. And then immediately, ha ha ha.
There you go, instantly. Yeah, growing up, I love fighting games because who didn't know somebody with a GameCube that played Smash Brothers? And then as I grew away from that, I got really into Tekken until Smash 4 came out on the Wii U, and then I went crazy for it and went to tournaments all the time and was the most headstrong Little Mac main you have ever seen. And if there was another Little Mac using the blue color at the tournament, I would find them and politely convince them to not use the blue one anymore because that one was mine. And then when Dragon Ball FighterZ came out, everyone that knew me personally stopped seeing me for a couple weeks.
Even me, and I lived with him.
Yeah, he couldn't find me. I was gaming. I went to tournaments for that a few times, but then COVID-19 happened, and I'm not about online fighting games. But right now I'm playing Guilty Gear Strive, and it's fun, even though I suck. Gray, would you like to talk about your history with fighting games?
Well, I actually have Strive now too because you bought it for me, but then we had some stuff happen, and I haven't spent any time playing it. So
oh no, bummer! What happened, dude? Yeah. What occurred?
Stuff and things and stuff. But no, I am a Street Fighter guy. I grew up on actually Street Fighter Alpha was the one that I played, the one that my friends had. I later on went back to Street Fighter 2 and played Street Fighter 3. Played the versus SNK games, versus Capcom, versus Marvel, and all of that. Street Fighter 4 is kind of where I really took them seriously, I guess. I had a committed group of friends, but then BlazBlue happened and I lost all those friends, and I don't know. Street Fighter 5 I think is my favorite, but I don't have nearly as many people to play it with. So Street Fighter 4 was kind of my heyday. But Jury and Cammy main for life.
Turns out all those friends you had were actually weebs, and they just played BlazBlue.
And little did we know that I would be the one who would be making an abridged series of an anime later.
Oh shit, you're the weeb.
I'm the weeb.
You're the weeb.
I was the weeb all along.
I'm surprised you didn't talk about the fact that you were a moderator on a certain fighting game website.
Oh yeah. I guess I did. Since you already talked about Smash, I didn't say that. Smash was my big thing. I went to tournaments for Melee and Brawl, especially in the Central Ohio scene. And I was the administrator for All Is Brawl and a moderator for Smash Boards. I think some of our fans in here actually know me from there. The funny thing is, whenever you're in a position of power on a large fan forum, people assume that you're good at the game and are very immensely disappointed whenever they play you. I would go into places...
Isn't it kind of weird how you stop winning so much when your opponents are your age?
yeah, weird. No, I went to Chicago, I remember, because our family had moved there, and I went to visit, and then I was like, oh, hey, there's a Smash tournament. Oh, there's some people from All's Brawl I know, and I walk in, and they're like, oh, you're Stain Gray, and I'm like, yeah, I am, and then we play, and I was out immediately. First round, gone, and then I just kind of did friendlies with them the rest of the night, and they realized that I wasn't really that good.
Still celebrity, baby.
Yeah, so if we ever set up fighting game nights and you guys hey, Gray, I really want to play you in Street Fighter, I'll be like, yeah, and then you'll probably body me, but that's okay. Yeah. We're doing it for fun.
I think I'll hold on to that idea. A community fighting game thing would be kind of fun.
Yeah, why not? I'd want to do some of the older ones.
We can talk more about that later. I have quite a few fighting game tournament stories, but we aren't a fighting game channel, so let's move on. Gray, do you want to take the next question?
Sure, let's see. What question do I want? Here's one from Hambra Baby. I'm sure I mispronounced that. Most abridged shows deal with manga or light novel adaptations that had filler episodes. For anime first stuff like Wing that doesn't have a clear filler episode, how do you decide what to keep in or leave? Wing still isn't without its filler just because of how it was set up, having to make one every week, and they had some writer changes mid-show that kind of changed the directions of things. So there's still definitely stuff to clip out, but in general we try and restructure the story so that each episode is a more cohesive story on its own. Wing has so many characters doing so many things at once that you'll actually see a character sort of do their one thing for that episode that has nothing to do with the ongoing plot, and then just kind of go away for the rest of the episode. You have things like introducing Troy at the circus and then not bring that up until 2 episodes again later. So what we try and do is reorganize all of the events so that they happen in a more sequential order and it feels like they're more together. We kind of mess with the timeline a bit, say like, hey, all this happened in one day versus over the course of weeks, so that you can better follow the characters. But essentially, if we find something not interesting or not able to make fun of, we just cut it. One of the biggest examples was in episode 2, Sally is supposed to meet Relina, and we originally had it in our script, and then we realized that A, it wasn't funny, and B, it meant nothing. Like, Sally and Relina won't really meet again much. Their relationship isn't important. Why did we even bother putting this in? So we cut a good 2 minutes out because we didn't see a reason for it. So now, canonically, they have not met because we just decided they don't need to. I guess that just happens as you're trying to restructure the story with a nostalgic look when you're looking back on the show and you realize, like, why did they do this? And then you just cut it out. I don't know. It's kind of an episode by episode thing.
He kind of said everything, so I pointed him and say that.
All right, next question then.
Because I mean,
with these episodes,
GT's the same way.
Yeah, with these episodes, I'm usually actually the one who restructures it. I make an outline for each episode to try and figure out what things we need to keep, what things we're adding in, what order it needs to go in. I usually script multiple episodes ahead so I know that we're going in the right direction. And then once I have that done, I hand it to Blue, and he's like, cool. And then we write the script. So
and then I make some funnies.
Yep.
The question was about Wing, but I do feel like there's something to be said about GT, because it's the same that it didn't have a manga, even though it does technically. But
that's a whole thing.
We did some immense restructuring on that. There's only been 1 episode, but the next one takes place like way down the line in terms of episode list, because we're like skipping a lot of the beginning bit when they just gather the Dragon Balls and stuff like that, because, you know, it'd be too easy to just take episode at a time and sum it up and maybe put some funnies here and there. It's not as enticing. I like to actually abridge it Shakespearean style. I dropped his name because I'm a piece of shit. Yeah, it's restructuring with a purpose and not just because.
Yeah. Why don't you take another question?
Why don't I take another question?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not stalling. Clicking my list. There it is. So from Palindromo, was asked yesterday, I believe, what is the ugliest mobile suit in your opinion? So there are quite a few mobile suits to choose from, but in my opinion, there has always been one that has stood out as the ugliest forever and always, and that is the Dom. I think it is super ugly. I think it's dumb that it can't look up and to the left at the same time. I hate that it has a stick instead of a lightsaber. I hate its big old Mega Man shoes. Gray, your turn.
you made someone who was a fan of that suit very upset right now.
Well, that someone isn't in this voice chat, so I'll deal with that later.
Oh boy, if I will be mad.
That's what he gets for being at work, I think.
So I'm not really sure. There are a lot of designs where I'm just kind of I don't like it. I could go through a whole list of those, but if I had to pick the ugliest, I don't think it's actually the ugliest. I just think it's the dumbest that I have to see over and over. In Gundam X, their kind of version of the Leo, and I don't remember the name off the top of my head, and I don't feel like looking it up to try and look like I know what I'm talking about, but it sort of looks like this over-designed, colorful, almost like virtual on design, and the fact that that's their like generic Leo, Zaku, whatever you want to kind of labeled as for Gundam X, like I just think it's unnecessary and ugly. That was like the first thing I noticed in like the first few episodes, and I was like, why is this the default suit? And every time it came on screen, I would just kind of be like, I don't like it. I don't like that it's more colorful than like the heroes' suits. You know?
No, I don't. But when I watch a show and the robot comes on screen, I don't think to myself, I don't like it. Like you're just watching a show and this colorful robot comes on screen and your thought is, I don't like it. Why is it colored like that? I'm not enjoying the show that I'm watching.
You know what? I'm going to take a different question and just stop answering this one.
Do you enjoy things you watch, or do you just like staring at the screen?
No, there's a certain there's a certain enjoyment in critiquing until there's nothing left to critique, and then saying this is fine.
And critiquing it so hard you make an abridged series out of it.
Yeah, critiquing so hard that you look at a show and like, I could do that show better, and then doing it. Next question. Let's see. I've got here's a funny one. Well, not really funny, but from Hobbs, Blue and Gray. We fans love your content and what you created so far. Thank you. But what about your family? Do they know about OPMeat? Have they seen Mobile Suit Abridged, Gundam Wing, or Goku Time? And if so, what are their thoughts on it? So, our family does know about it, but they don't necessarily see eye to eye with us on certain things, like bad words. So, they've only seen the one episode where we didn't cuss. And they liked it all right. They were missing some context, and they were like, this sure is a show. Good job, boys. And that's about it. So they know that we put a lot of work into it, but it's also something that we don't share all the time. We just kind of show like, hey, we're doing this. Hey, we're doing this. And that's about it, which is kind of a shame, but it makes Thanksgiving dinners easier. So so that's how they would not like to hear their oldest son going, you stupid fucker,
or any of the highlights when I drop the F-bomb like 20 more times than you do. Their sweet little youngest child.
Oh god, they're gonna find this video, aren't they?
Well, they've already been in one. We did one of the
oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was cute.
So yeah, they do know about it, but they don't know what an anime is, and they think it's just a cartoon that we talk over and that's it. They don't understand all the meat that goes into it, but they do understand that it's important to us. So that like line of distinction makes it okay enough.
I do remember whenever we showed them the one episode, one of their first questions afterwards was, how did you make it match the lips so well? And I was just like, that's like half of the work. So yeah, that's ours with our family. We love our family very much.
I love the question itself says, does your family know about it? I love the implication that we're hiding it from them. We're secret parodiers. They can't know that we break copyright on the daily. Or
oh my gosh, they would disown us.
Jail. They'll sell us out. They'll call the FBI.
They would give us a copyright takedown.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You're copyright grounded. Go to your room. Give me all of your copyrighted material.
They just come in and take our computer. All right, this is ours now.
No, my copyrighted material. Okay.
Next question. What do you got, Blue?
Next question. Here's one from Wooloo. Blue and Gray. How are you guys? I know recent events haven't been kind to you. And are you guys getting enough sleep? Are you eating well? Existence is pain. Let's see. This year we got COVID against our will. The Pacific Northwest set on fire again. Our YouTube got shot in cold blood. It's been rough. We've ordered a lot of McDonald's, I'll say that much. But we're okay.
We are okay. Everything is fine. It has been hard. It has been hard. Multiple things outside of our control. The fact that we had to move when we were not expecting to or wanting to was also a thing. But, we've got our health. We're totally fine. And we appreciate you asking that question. That's very sweet. But, yeah, I actually think I need to go to the doctor for some stress-related chest pain. So we'll see how that goes. But other than that, I think we're doing okay.
Oh, Brutus, is somebody here?
Uh-oh.
He's on a high alert.
Uh-oh, Jack's home. I can hear him.
He is yelling out of his mind. Brutus, go get him. Get out of my room. Go find him. Brutus, I'm in danger. Go! Go! Okay, we'll see if he saves me or not. Okay. Hey, Gray, why don't you do a little song and dance while I make sure he doesn't do this any longer?
Oh, I have to do that this time? Okay.
Yes, you do.
All right. I don't really sing, but I'm singing. I'm filling time. I'm surprised that nobody's leaving, 'cause I would. I really hate that I have to do this.
Okay, I'm back. Jack isn't even here, so you might need to do that again.
I don't want to.
Oh.
I'll just pull out my phone and play some not copyrighted music to fill the time.
Were you singing?
You said a song and dance.
It was metaphorical. You didn't have to actually sing. You could have just answered a question, you dipshit.
You know what? How about I do that now? All right,
okay.
New question. Yeah. Let's see. So this one's from Grim. Given the current disruption you faced on YouTube and the size of the workload for both MSAGW and Goku Time, what thoughts have you had on creating original content to grow your brand? That's actually something we've always wanted to do, but we sort of excel in animation, or I guess editing other people's animation, and animating ourselves is a very large task. So we can do some live action stuff with just a camera and some scripts, and we would like to do that in the future, maybe even the near future, but it's just sort of going one step at a time. If we try and focus too much on all of this new stuff, then episode 10 will never come out. So it's kind of a balancing act, but we do want to do more than just abridging shows. But these shows are important to us, as they are important to you guys. You guys watch them because you also have an affinity towards those shows. So we definitely want to do that. But we are excited to get our actors into more roles than just what they're doing now, and we're excited to do different mediums, try different things. With our new website, we're going to experiment with new stuff, and we would love to hear from you guys what you like and what you don't, and what works we definitely want to do more of. So kind of all summer, look for that stuff, and we're going to be doing more of it, some more things that aren't just Gundam or Dragon Ball, and if you like them, please let us know. We would love feedback.
Especially when it comes to YouTube, in this day and age, being I guess unlicensed, unprofessional content creator, YouTube's essentially the only way to go unless you do nothing but streaming, because then you can go on Twitch. Not having our channel makes it a lot harder to grow our stuff, so Gray and I have been constantly butting heads trying to find original content that we can post on YouTube to show people to our website, because everything's on the website, but there is no algorithm that forces people into watching our stuff, because nowadays people in my age group and above and below, you go on YouTube to zone out, you click random things you never thought you would, and that's how a lot of things catch fire. So when it comes to original content, we're not exactly sure what we want to do, but we have ideas bouncing around. But ultimately it all boils down to, we still want to do Wing and GT primarily and finish those, because that's why we started. And the rest of it, hopefully it's fun, hopefully it's funny, hopefully it's enjoyable, hopefully it catches on fire on YouTube and we can get back to where we were.
I have a Google Doc that I just put in ideas as they come that I know we can't do yet, and we have some live action short ideas that we came up with 4 years ago that we may actually finally do now that we can start seeing all of our actors again, and we need to make content. So who knows, we might experiment with that.
Yeah, we've also one we're definitely going to do, we've talked about for a while, is Gunpla building, because I have history with it. I'm not an expert, but I know how to do it, and Great doesn't, so I think that'll be funny. But
we've actually been stockpiling new models that are still yet unopened because we plan on saving them for videos. So that'll be fun to break into those.
Yeah, so that'll be soon. You'll have fun content on YouTube to look forward to. But let's.
And it won't just be me. A lot of our actors will be doing it.
Yes. Let's go on to another question. I did that one. I like that one. Oh, yes. Here's the one I really wanted to do. What made you guys decide to abridge DT instead of original Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z? Also sending love to you guys and the rest of the OP cast. Aw, thank you. That was
thank you.
Lock on Stratos. Big hearts to you, bud. So Dragon Ball has always been near and dear to both of our hearts. When Gray was growing up, he watched Dragon Ball Z as it aired, and I was a little too young to get it, but sometimes I would sit beside him when he let me, or when Mom made him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always something where Gray was the coolest older brother, and I wanted to do everything he did. So since he liked Dragon Ball, I liked Dragon Ball, even though I didn't get it. But then GT,
There's not much to get.
I was not smart. And then when GT rolled around, it was almost like it was my version of Z. Like Z was Gray's thing, and GT was my thing. It didn't help that, or it helped that Gray ended up not really liking GT that much. But when I watched it as it aired, which is something that I didn't really do ever, and me and my friends were really into it, and I just fell in love with it. I loved the cheesy American opening because I was a child. I loved the soundtrack. Yep. Super Saiyan 4 was the coolest thing I'd ever seen, and Goku was my favorite character, and he's like all of the show. So GT has always been like my anime that I love. It kind of rounded out to all of Dragon Ball, but GT has a special place in my heart. And I did grow up watching Wing beside Gray, but that's another instance of I didn't get what was going on, which is valid for that show. And while I have been a strong force in Mobile Suit Abridged Gundam Wing, that has always been primarily Gray's focus because he was much more invested in that show growing up than I was. GT is similar, only reversed, where it's like my passion project, and Gray is also invested and is happy to help, but he takes the lead on Mobile Suit Abridged, and I take the wing on Dragon Ball Abridged because both of the shows are extremely important to us. So that's why I decided on it. And also, if I did Z, I would be killed because you cannot abridge Dragon Ball Z anymore. It's over. They did it.
Yeah, they did it.
It is kind of funny, though, because whenever GT Episode 1 started catching fire, a lot of people started asking if we would do the Buu arc of Dragon Ball Z, which I thought was the weirdest shit because we're different. We're just going to start at the Buu arc, and everyone's just going to accept that? I don't know. But yeah.
Oh. Are they actually home this time, or another false alarm?
Are you upset that I'm not doing the Buu arc? He's looking at me and wagging his tail. I'm not sure.
He is for us doing the Buu arc. You heard it here. We're gonna do the Buu arc.
We're gonna do the Buu arc. No, we are not. Although I would like to do Vegito. I'm a big fan of Vegito. Abridging him would be fun.
Yeah, that's your big one.
Gray, do you have any thoughts on kind of what I was saying about Wing and GT in general?
Nothing that I think needs to be added. I think you got it all, and I feel like we've answered somewhat similar questions before. The shows that we pick are really out of love for them. There are a bunch of things that we love, but this specific era of animation is something that we both grew up on, and something that coincidentally is somewhat easier to kind of remake and rehash just by simple knowledge of Photoshop and video editing. So for first timers who don't really know what they're doing, it's fairly easy to get into and let your creative spark take over and focus on being funny and remembering the things that you love about it, which I think is why fans get into it, because they also want to remember the things that they love about it. So
it's too easy.
Not really a whole lot to add.
It's too easy to just make fun of it. The big thing is that they're labors of love, and while we do poke fun at how stupid it is that Hero rips the invitation and says, "I'll kill you," it's also something where we show love to the characters in the universe and all of that. It's more of a love letter than it is making fun of it. And I wish Bandai and Toei would know that, but of course they won't. Yeah, fuck them. Who cares? We got a website now.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
So I've got a question that I'm actually really excited to answer, although I can't think of all the answers on the spot. But this is from Zeno. Are there any references you think the audience did not catch? I love this question because there are always references where I'm just like looking at the comments, waiting for someone to catch it, and then being like, hey, that guy. Off the top of my head, the ones that I can think of, we actually drop Mystery Science Theater 3000 references all through the show, some of them a bit more obvious than others, and I'm always very happy when someone catches them. Like the easiest one is when Sally says, push the button, Frank, which is how, basically every episode ends, and that's coincidentally how our episode 6 ends. There's also when we're at the circus, and Catherine says Alex is running out of tricks, and he says Markov the Magnificent. That is specifically from the second to last season of it when it was rebooted on Netflix. There's an episode. What was the movie called? Circus at the Circus.
No,
look it up. It's
like
fantastic.
Circus Life or something. It was weird.
Yeah, it was something like that. I can't remember, but the episode is fantastic. Go look it up. One of the deepest cuts that I don't expect anyone to catch at the beginning of episode 2, whenever you have Hiro in the thing that's monitoring his brain, and Sally is talking to the doctor. She calls him Dr. Corbett. Corbett is actually the last name of the actor who portrays the brain guy in kind of the mid part of Mystery Science Theater 3000. The guy doesn't have a name. I had to come up with something. We wrote him as Brain Guy in the script, and I'm like, hey, let's call him that, and that's it. I don't expect anyone to catch that, but I was like, hey, there's one. So yeah, we put in some stuff like that. I think the only like visual one off the top of my head is Himiko from Kakegurui is in episode 9, and the only reason that she is because this random character in the background was wearing the exact same uniform that they wear in Kakegurui, and I thought, wouldn't it be funny? And then just put her in. There's no reason for it. It's just there.
That wasn't even fucking run by me. He just showed me a clip, and I was like, I don't think that's normal. And then her eyes turned red in one of the shots, and I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure he added that.
Yeah. She does that, I guess, whenever someone's taking a huge gamble. So the fact that Relina went up on stage, I thought, hey, let's add this in. And like 2 people in our YouTube comments were like, is that Yumiko? Yeah. I barely even know the show, but, you know, she's there. So, yeah, there's some things like that. Blue, do you have anything that kind of squeak by that you want people to know about?
There aren't too many. Like in GT, the thing I'm proud of the most, it's not even a reference, is the fact that we replaced Vegeta's hair, and I am surprised how little people talked about that. But
that was a lot of work.
It was, but it was worth it. In terms of a deep cut that I'm really proud of is actually in our Movie Night Mondays, of all things, Resident Evil Degeneration. There's a part where Claire is riding with bad guy whose name I forgot in a car, and the radio is playing, and it's coming off of Life as a Highway, which is a reference to the scene before when Leon was blaring it in the car. But then the radio voice was actually done by Shinigami VR, who is our voice of adult Goku, and everything he says is a reference to the original Resident Evil. The station is called The Savior and is 99.8. That's because Resident Evil 1 took place in 1998, and calling it The Savior is a reference to, at the final boss, whenever Chris sees the tyrant and Wesker's like in awe of it, he makes fun of him. I think he says something like this failure is your savior, while his arms are going, whatever.
And then he laughs, and then Wesker says, stop laughing.
Yeah, stop laughing. And then as he's laughing, Chris says, Wesker, you're pitiful. And that's why the next song that comes on the radio is Weird Al Yankovic's You're Pitiful.
It was the deepest of deep cuts, and I loved it so much when you showed it to me.
Deepest of deep cuts.
Because that was also something that you didn't run by me. You just sent me a clip and said, check this out.
Yeah, it was a surprise. I did what you did and thought about my jokes instead of just making monkey noises on a computer.
It was very good. I loved it.
Glad. But I don't do that too often, so I can't think of many other ones I pulled specifically.
I think at some point...
sticky note in the Tiba.
My sticky note? Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I haven't watched my T-Bum forever. What was that sticky note?
It was a to-do list, and one of them said call Howard.
Oh yeah, and it was crossed out. Yeah, people often forget that Howard was one of the scientists that helped build the Tallgeese, and we just kind of attribute it to them. And I kind of threw some shade at Howard in there, and I think one guy on the Tiba comments was like caught it, and I was like, I like that guy. Yeah. I need to watch my Tiba again. I haven't watched that in years. The editing is so bad.
Yeah, if you ever think you aren't great, we should watch that.
Look where we started.
That actually reminds me, there was a question I had seen. I should have screen capped it. I'm an idiot. I think I sent it to you, actually. I can see. I'm sure this is great for you all to listen to, but it's important.
We'll cut it out in the highlights. That's what it's there for.
Well, Gray, you can answer this question while I'm looking for it. It's, will Zex ever catch on to Noin's hints?
I mean, he has to. And in a way, I feel like he does. He's just ignoring them. I don't know. We haven't gotten that far with their relationship. We kind of know where it'll end. We're not sure how to get there, considering Zex has to kind of sort of turn evil, and Noin needs to go hang out with Relina for half a season. But yeah, we'll have some sort of big payoff at the end. We just got to build up to that. His obliviousness, though, will never not be funny. The guy Flamin' Fogelman, who voices Zex, often just kind of chuckles and then goes into a full laugh as he's trying to read the line, because he's just like, oh, this is so me. Specifically the I'm unfamiliar with that model line. We couldn't get through it on the first 3 tries because he kept laughing.
I'm proud of that one.
I still think that was your best joke. But yeah, we'll eventually have all these characters grow. They won't just be one note the entire time. So at some point, Zex will learn and acknowledge them, just as Noin has a lot more to do with her character than just pining for Zex. But we'll figure that out as we go. We only plan 3 or 4 episodes in advance.
Did you see what Rain just posted in the Q&A questions?
I assume that it's in a Batman voice.
It could be.
Do you bleed?
Why can't he ask normal things? He's not even in here, is he? No, bastard.
I don't think he is. That makes it funnier. Whose turn is it? Is it your turn for a question? Weren't you looking for one?
Yeah, but I still can't find it. I remember the gist, but I feel bad not giving the person credit.
In the highlights video, just put in the question after you find it.
I will. It was something along the lines of...
Look at what Firebird just put up.
Did you guys answer the question about... Oh, no, we didn't, because I'm a bad friend, and Firebird's birthday was yesterday, and guess what? That's not today, so I forgot to say happy birthday. If this voice chat weren't entirely muted, I would make us sing happy birthday for him. But you know what? Everyone, specifically because he hijacked this Q&A, everyone go into Chit Chat, tag him directly, and say happy birthday.
He says, oh, God.
Well, that's what happens. So I'm butchering it, but one of the questions was something along the lines of if you could voice any of the roles in the show, which one would it be? Ones that you don't already do. Do you remember the one I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. In a pinch.
In a pinch. Actually, that's exactly what was written. I can type in a pinch.
Yeah, it's from Just Communication.
There it is.
Do either of you feel like you could do another pilot's voice well in a pinch? And if so, which one?
Yeah, there it is. So this is really funny to me because it's actually a sore subject with me. Because of Artiba, I had to do a lot of roles that people couldn't do. Well, not a lot, but I ended up doing Dr. J, which is the first voice line in Artiba entry, and it sounds like ass. But even worse, I had to voice Duo, and there were a lot of comments that said the Duo was bad, and I agree. It was very in a pinch. I did not do a good Duo voice line.
We really only had about 2 weeks to make it because we started so late, and we just had to get it done before July 1st. And I was just like, Blue, you need just send me whatever. I don't care. We worked on the Duo voice, but the Dr. J voice was just kind of like the second to last day he could. He sent me whatever on a basement microphone, and I put it in. Starting with the doctors was probably a bad idea. We probably shouldn't have done that.
Lessons learned. Do you remember the... I don't know if we've ever talked about this in a Q&A. Do you remember the Duo submission we got for our episode 1? With the
guy who did like a Brooklyn accent?
Yeah, God, I wonder where he is. We got this submission for somebody that auditioned for Duo, and it was like a heavy Brooklyn accent, and it worked surprisingly well.
Yeah, like he actually made us laugh. He if I remember right, he said in the email, like, I am not going to try and impersonate Scott McNeil. No one can do it. There's no use. So I'm just going to do something different. And then he repeated some of the lines and then just said some of his own stuff. He kind of like went on a rant in character, and it was pretty funny. Maybe we should reach out to him and see if he wants to do a different character. He seemed like a good guy.
We got anyone from Brooklyn? But yeah, the actual question: do either of you feel you could do another pilot's voice well in a pinch? I would probably say, given enough time, I might be able to do a Catra, but Egamar's voice he does for Catra is so spot on and natural to him that I think it would definitely be an in a pinch fix, because I don't think I could match it exactly. But I think I could get the general feel. What do you think, Gray?
I mean, I don't have a whole lot of faith in myself as a voice actor as it is. I'm a director and editor who just happens to voice Wu Fei. It's not like he even come close to matching what the original Wu Fei sounded like.
I made him do that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, for Tiba, that was one I had to do because literally no one tried out for him. He was the only pilot who had no one try out for him. So I was like, I guess I'll do it.
And then, we didn't audition for him at episode 1 because I was like, no, we have to both be pilots. It's our show.
So I don't do a whole lot of voice work, but I mean, I guess in a pinch I could try and do Hiro. How hard can it be to like make your voice gravelly and say I'll kill you? Like any of us could do it, right?
You know, Jack still isn't home, but I think he's driving home and he just got the random shiver. Like I gotta punch Gray when I get home.
No, he does such a good job, and you can tell starting from Artiva to now, like he is so comfortable with the voice now. He's very good at having a lot of range. I'm just saying it to joke because I really don't know if I could match anyone's voice. I rarely even actually audition for parts. I just put up the audition and let someone else do it. I just checked chit chat and people are actually just tagging Firebird and saying happy birthday. You hold power.
I hold so much power. Happy birthday, buddy. Okay,
we love you.
Let's do one last question. The time kind of got away from us. I wanted this to be shorter because hopefully I want to have the highlights and the full course up tomorrow. So let's go ahead and Gray pick one last one, and we'll say some final thoughts.
I'll pick the last one here.
Yeah, because you're.
All right.
Because I asked.
Sure. I actually have like a whole bunch of questions that I want to get to, but they're all like really short questions. Maybe the next time we do this, we'll do some like quicker. Fast-paced questions, because there are a lot of good ones where it's like quick answer, you're done, and we have a lot of questions from the last few months that I really want to get through. But for the last one, this is actually kind of a fun one to think about, and I'm curious what you think, Blue. It has to do with the girls of our show. From Just Communication, between Noin, Sally, and Petty Officer First Class Un, who'd be the best and worst pilot in your version? The one thing that I think at least narrows it down, Sally, I'm not sure that she ever pilots a suit. Like, I'm trying to think, and I don't think canonically she's ever inside a mobile suit. She you know, is a guerrilla warfare tactician. She flies stuff, she shoots stuff. I don't think she's ever like in a Leo or an Ares or anything like that. So we'll just put her aside, and we'll say that it's what? Was I just called out? Was I fact-checked?
No. Just the way you said it, I thought you were building up to like, well, she's never been in a suit, so she can't have any experience, so we'll go ahead and put her in the middle with Un right below her, or something like that. I was gonna be like...
Okay, so I have multiple people, though, fact-checking me, and she was in a Pisces and apparently a Leo, so shows what I remember.
I have the power to make people say happy birthday, and you have the power to get fact-checked.
Yeah, I mean, it comes with the territory. I say, oh yeah, I look at the show so much, and now I can't remember like on the spot if Sally ever piloted anything. But regardless, because she's in it less, I would say it has to be between Noin and Un, and it's hard to say. So Noin on her side, she has the fact that she fought in Endless Waltz longer than 3 of the Gundam pilots and lived, all while not destroying anything, but like strategically shooting multiple suits that were firing at her so that the pilots would live. That's incredibly impressive. But at the same time, Un gets out of a coma and within 5 minutes is inside a Gundam breaking entry out into space to save Treize. Like, that's pretty hard. Like, remember when Zex like broke all of his ribs for trying the Tallgeese? She basically did that, only harder.
Coma.
Yeah, so you know what? Because we give Un so much shit, I'm going to say Un to give her a win, because I don't think we've let her have a win yet in the show. I'm going to say that Un is the best pilot.
Okay. Well,
What do
I'm
you
going
think?
to say that Sally is the best pilot, because unlike the other two, she hasn't lost a fight to Wu Fei. So.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Out of the three, she is the one who did not lose to Wu Fei. Sally's the winner.
Yep.
Irish Dragon will be happy.
uh,
I'm surprised I didn't think of that. I hate myself. All right, no more questions? There's no like last one you want to answer?
I'll do one. I'll do one from Megaton, I think it's pronounced. My birthday is coming up. Will you come to my party if I write the invitation in fancy calligraphy like Rolina? So we won't come, but if you do that and we set up a PO box, we'll send you something. I don't know. We'll sign something and send it to you for your birthday. How about that? Is that
And
cool?
we will also rip it up on a live stream.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will. All right, I guess we're setting up a PO box.
You know what? I have actually wanted to set up a PO box. We had someone send us a gunpla that they make. It's incredibly impressive, and I just haven't set up a way to like show it off in a way that like says, "Hey, they sent us stuff." I would like to actually start that. So with the launch of our new website, I think I'm going to add a like support us section where you can send stuff, emails directly, and you know what? We're gonna start that. I'm gonna make that soon. We'll have a PO box, and if you send us an invitation to your party, we will rip it up where you can see it. Mm-hmm. That's my promise.
Absolutely. That's a guarantee. OPMeat prompt will destroy your calligraphy.
Will destroy your calligraphy without even looking at it.
Man, I'm kind of excited. I hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the ass, but I've always wanted like a fan PO box thing, and I would like go out of my way to answer all of them. I actually sent a letter to TFS, believe it or not, back in the day.
Really?
Yeah.
This is news to me. I did not know this.
Mm-hmm. Back when they first aired the end of Dragon Ball Z Abridged, the final part of the Cell arc, I wrote a letter just talking about how much I like them. And how much I liked the story and how it came to a close, highlights of it and all that, and how it directly inspired ideas for Mobile Suit Abridged. And I had actually kind of talked about the concept of GT Abridged, and I think I sort of asked for their blessing in a way. But I essentially tried to word it in a way that was, do you have any advice for somebody that wants to follow in your footsteps, and tried to aim it to where it wasn't saying, give me clout or put my name out there. It was like, I don't want anything like that. I just, do you have any advice? They never mailed me back, so if we ever get anything like that, I'm gonna do my best to write it back.
I never knew that. This is brand new information to me.
I was sad that they never mailed me back.
Well, the guy who sent us the gunpla, we will show that off whenever we do our gunpla videos, because I really want to show it. It's so cool looking. But if anyone wants to send us stuff with these Q&As, we'll start like bringing it up and showing it, kind of like Mystery Science Theater does with the letters from fans. They're usually like drawn by kids. Like, I want to do some of that. We'll start doing that. So I'll set that up. Check that out on our website. We'll announce it on Discord too. I would love to see stuff from you guys. You guys loving what we do is kind of why we make it. So we want to talk with you more. And for the next Q&A, we'll get a new actor in here, so it's not just me and Blue. So let us know in the Discord or on our website. There'll be comments underneath the highlights video. Let us know who you would like to hear from, and if they're available, we'd love to get them in here so that you can ask them questions about the show, about them, anything like that.
Absolutely. So then here's a good place to end it, and you'll hear from us soon. We got a bunch of exciting stuff in store. I don't want to make too many announcements because unfortunately in the history of our channel we've had a past with saying here's some new projects and then never do anything on them. But Gray and I have been through the pain of losing the channel before, but unfortunately this one doesn't seem like one we can return from like the last one. And after a few days of grieving, Gray and I have actually really gotten motivated by it and like thought, how can we tackle this problem the best? And I think it's actually doing really well for our motivation. So there'll be some fun stuff coming up soon that isn't just a bridge series, but those also aren't on the wayside. You should have some stuff soon.
keep an eye on our YouTube channel. We'll be having announcement videos once we have a proof of concept and know that we are making them. We also plan on expanding with at least one other editor who can help us make this stuff so that I can continue to work on Wing while not working on every little thing like I have in the past. So this summer, expect more from us, but we're not going to promise anything until we actually have it made. But yeah. Keep an eye. Definitely subscribe to the new channel. We'll be using that from now on, assuming that we can't get our old one back.
Yep. And I feel the need to say, for any GT fans, it's actually, I guess, quote unquote, officially started back up. I've gotten the script back up and started getting voice work together. It was like half recorded. We had primary voices recorded, and then when Toei took down the video and gave us a copyright strike, I didn't touch it because I didn't want our channel to go down anymore if I put up episode 2. Well, guess what? The channel's fucking gone, so that's not a threat anymore. So I've been giving it more time and more thought. So episode 2 is still a little ways out, but GT's starting back up. We have a few roles we need to recast for, so it's a little on the back burner. You'll see episode 10 before you will too. But it's back up, so it'll be happening soon, and I'm very excited.
And if it's been a while since you watched it, Goku Time is back up on our website. The full episode is there. And on the website, you'll also see a tracker for progress. So we've got a little OPMeat logo that will steadily fill in the closer to release an episode is. So you can check that anytime to see where we are. So you'll see progress on episode 10. Of Wing, episode 2 of Goku Time, and our next episode of Movie Night Mondays, which should be coming out very soon. So definitely check out our website and see that.
Okay, well, thank you guys all so much for coming. It's always been a blast. I specifically went into this asking Gray if we could keep it shorter so I could get it done by Sunday, but it's been a goddamn hour, so...
Not quite. Next time we'll answer shorter questions. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you for your questions. We love talking with you. We're excited to grow the channel again. So as we make more content, any likes, subscriptions, shares, all of that goes a long way to help us. We appreciate all of our patrons as well. But for right now, we really need people to just share our stuff and tell your friends about what we make. Obviously, the channel doesn't have a whole lot on it yet, but as we put more stuff back on it, we would really appreciate any shares that you can give us. We're going to get back to 20,000 subscribers much faster than we did last time.
All right, well, thank you guys very much for coming. It's been a lot of fun. We have one of our actors actually coming over tonight, the voice of the interns, to hang out, so we're going to spend some time with him soon. Pizza time!
It's going to be so fun. Pizza time. See you guys.